Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio. Brought to you by OnPay. Built in Atlanta, OnPay is the top-rated payroll and HR software anywhere. Get 1 month free at onpay.com. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Atlanta Business Radio, and this is going to be a good one. Today we have with us Jon Lewis with Heirborn Servants and Savanna Rakestraw. Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Lee.
Now, Jon, before we get too far into things, tell us about Heirborn Servants. How are you serving folks?
Yeah, great. So we empower women who are survivors of domestic violence, human trafficking, to get places that matter. And so we do that with managed rideshare services, and we also gift vetted qualified candidates with a vehicle.
Now, how did you kind of get involved with this cause?
Wow. So I think the cause found me. I was my father abandoned our family when I was 12 years old. I grew up in Stone Mountain, so my dad left my mom after 23 years of marriage, and we lost everything we had except our furniture. And so my mother took a job as a maid at Stone Mountain Park, and he left us with a terrible car. So there I was as a kid trying to get this car going so my mom could get to work. And it was not long after that somebody had gifted my mother a car. And so really marked me as a young kid to want to serve and to give back. And so I knew growing up, I had always had a heart to serve and to give back quietly. And so 4 years ago, I stepped out and founded Heirborn Servants. And that's the kind of where we are today. Is today we've gifted, I think, 49 vehicles and have over almost 1,000 lift rides serving the ladies and their children here in about 6 or 7 counties. So to answer your question, it kind of found me.
Now, did you run other organizations, or are you involved in other businesses and this became kind of a side thing, or is this kind of your full-time work?
Yeah, well, it is my full-time work. Great question. So I was a commission salesperson in Atlanta for about 28 years. And so I had reserved the name Heirborn Servants for about 10 or 12 years with GoDaddy. And finally, one of my friends said, hey, man, here's the money to start this nonprofit 501c3. So I did that. So I have a background in business development and selling managed IT services. So really just took God and his kindness has allowed me to use my gifting right to solve businesses problems within businesses, and we're just solving a transportation challenge that these ladies have on the road to recovery, starting their own businesses, going back for higher education, counseling. So it's really it's that simple, really, but there's a lot of moving parts.
Right. It's really, it sounds like a logistics and supply chain challenge.
We have a cool, what I would call ecosystem infrastructure in place where, we know what type of vehicle we're looking for, primarily Toyotas. And so we've built a good network of reliable, primarily family business owned car repair facilities that do all of our pre-buyers inspections and work on all the vehicles. So when we gift these vehicles, the ladies know that they are ready to go, and being Toyotas, we know that they'll, get hundreds of thousands of miles. So it took a little bit of time to find. Not everybody has a heart to, to kind of, I'll say, do the right thing, or everybody has their own version of, doing the right thing. So yeah, we have and we're still learning. Especially in regards to the ride share. So the give rides piece for gifting a vehicle, is we think we have a proven process in place, definitely scalable. And with our managed ride share, that we now have a service in place that will allow our clients that are primarily come to us from other brick and mortar organizations where they're able to go into our portal on Lyft and schedule their own Lyft rides. So we feel like we have a good handle on both the managed rideshare and the give rides as far as the car piece. But it's like any other type of solution that you're offering. You learn from your clients on where you can serve them better, right, with excellence. So we do ride reviews, and we hold regular meetings with our clients to say, hey, where can we improve, and how can we serve you and your clients and their children more efficiently.
Now, was there a story behind the name? You mentioned you had kind of locked it down years before you actually began.
Yeah, man, great question. So I came from a broken family. So I think what I share with people is, growing up, I, had friends that, that I had known my whole life. And I never was really comfortable because I was kind of the guy that came from the broken family. My family was shattered. And so I heard the word heir a few times. And so, whenever I would say, wow, that person is an heir in this family, which meant, hey, they're entitled to something. They're going to receive something. And so it was later in life, I'm a guy of faith. So God revealed to me, hey, it's in his word that you are an heir, and, you're my son. So the name, and then, born, obviously a guy of faith, I was reborn. So, which means I get a lot of second chances. So, airborne, and then God made it very clear to serve. So it's a way for me to share, I think it's a lot of people's story. Not a lot of people just aren't willing to really come out and really share it. But that's how the name is, it really, my validation was in all the wrong places. And so, that's a little story behind the name. Yes, sir.
And then once you had this idea and you saw the impact a car can have firsthand, so that's how that, I would imagine, came together. Was it difficult to find other kind of apostles to join the tribe to help you kind of make this thing go?
No, great question. What I realized, there was some people out there just as crazy as me to step out and try it. And I think few of the things that have really, encouraged me is the people that God has brought to that really want to be a part of giving back, to come alongside us and to use their gifts. So I would say at the beginning it was, you kind of feel like, hey, am I crazy? I have this idea, people aren't buying in per se. What I learned was when I started to invite people in to come to the car giveaways and to meet some of the families, and it's always the children. They're like, hey, how do I help be a part of this? So I believe, and it has been my prayer, I think this is an organization that will be run by women who empower other women. And my role as a founder will, still be needed, and I'll still be part of it. But yeah, God just continues to bring ladies like Savanna that have a heart to serve, and just so many gifts to give back. So I think it's like the old Tom Cruise movie where they're in the diner and he said, we all knew you were crazy, when you took this case. So I'm kind of that guy that said, hey, I'm going to step out and do this. And so I've always been that kind of guy that, I'm a guy of my word. When I say I'm going to do something, I'll step out and do it. It may take me a little while, but so we have a great team that's on board helping us help these ladies.
Now, Savanna, let's get you in here. What compelled you to get involved with this group? There's a lot of folks out there doing things, trying to help folks. What drew you to this organization?
Yeah, thank you, Lee. I actually decided to serve on the board of Heirborn Servants because I myself am a survivor of domestic violence. I actually grew up with childhood abuse and witnessed domestic violence in the home, and later became involved in a domestic violent marriage in my adulthood. So, I'm here. I'm passionate about empowering women and really helping them know their worth.
And then, what drew you to the cause of the ride sharing in the cars and the gifting of the cars? What about that spoke to you?
Yeah, I mean, so many women and their children leave a domestic violence situation or human trafficking, and they leave with nothing. They leave everything behind just to be free. And so to have rideshare available, to have a vehicle that is gifted to them really helps them get back their independence and be able to kind of continue their healing throughout their life. So I think it's such a great cause. And Jon, you're an amazing, amazing man.
Now, what is what do you need more of? Is it more cars and more, kind of, I guess, credits on those ride sharing platforms? Or is it more get the word out to more women that are struggling and suffering?
Go ahead, Savannah.
Yeah, no, you go. I was going to say, Jon, you go ahead and take that question.
So, great question. So we're always looking for folks that can help us with good, reliable cars. We also take cars running or not in any condition. So we're always happy to meet and talk with folks that can either connect us with folks that have a heart for what we're doing, that are in the automobile business, that can gift cars, that we have also a need for folks that want to contribute to our rideshare program. So it's easy to do online on our website. I think we know the average cost to ride right now is about $14.50. So there's always a need there. We have just been awarded a grant, if you will. What we learned in COVID was that these ladies, some of the ladies that we serve and that are part of our mentor program, lost their employment or were underemployed. So we realized that, okay, now their budget is going to be affected. So we started to help them with, we have a program called Bags of Hope. So now we're able to help them with their housing, their food, and their utilities. So we're always, there's a tremendous need for that. And we've learned that we can't, be a kind of a ministry that does everything. But what we're learning from our clients and these ladies that we serve is the biggest line items in their budget, like most people, is housing, food, childcare, and transportation. So there's a tremendous need for, the handbags of hope for people to be able to give to help these ladies with housing, food, and their utilities. So, I tell folks, or I share with folks, hey, we'd love to talk with you if you have a heart to serve these ladies and their families in the needs of transportation. And now we're kind of just helping meet another need with their food, housing, and the utilities.
Now,
and also too, sorry, I wanted to touch on the mentorship program as well. I mean, we're always looking for women who are there to empower other women. And once these women are gifted a vehicle, they then join our mentorship program. So we are always looking for women that would love to take on a mentee and become a mentor.
So that's something that is another way to give back, is if women want to become mentors to help the ladies that are in a position that they need that help.
Yes, that is correct. It really just goes beyond gifting a vehicle. It is continuing to empower them because, once you leave an abusive situation, you are continuing to heal. It doesn't stop after that. So the mentorship program really helps with that and helps these women continue on their journey as they're healing and growing.
So now, if there is a woman out there that needs this service, what's the best way for them to kind of have a conversation with somebody on your team?
Yeah, so it's info at Heirborn Servants, SERVANTS.com. And that's our website as well. So if people get to our website, you can also put giverides.com in your search bar, and it'll take you to our landing page. And there is, instructions there on how to apply for rides or a vehicle. So and there's a telephone number, 678-203-5365. So we make it easy. We're very personable. So we have somebody that replies to those info at emails and also manages the incoming phone calls as well.
And then so they can go to the website and apply for a car?
Yeah. So you'll there's an application process. So yes, sir, there's a way to download the application on our website. Correct.
Well, Jon, thank you so much for the work you're doing. It's important work, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, no, thank you for taking some time to learn more about us, and thank you for sharing your gift in the world of radio. Man, I love radio. I was telling Savanna before the call was on last year with 107.1 FM Heart, Soul, Rock and Roll over in Barrow County, and I had the best time. So, man, I love what you all do, and just thank you for taking some of your time to include us in what you all do there at Radio X, man. Thank you.
All right. And Savanna, thank you for putting this together. It's important that folks in the community know that that we're here to help tell the stories of business and how business leaders are helping organizations, big and small, in all different kinds of ways. So thank you, Savanna.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, this is Lee Cantor. We will see you all next time on Atlanta Business Radio. And remember, this work would not be possible without the support of our sponsor, OnPay. Please support them so we can continue to share these important stories.
Today's episode of Atlanta Business Radio is brought to you by OnPay. Built in Atlanta, OnPay is the top-rated payroll and HR software anywhere. Get 1 month free at onpay.com.